Disney Channel has been known for launching the careers of many successful actors, musicians, and yes, even CEOs of space companies. Some of the biggest movies in the world, ranging from big-time comedies to Marvel blockbusters to horror smashes, feature someone who got their start on the network. So even if you grew up from the early eras of Lizzie McGuire and Even Stevens, the golden age of High School Musical and Wizards of Waverly Place, and even recent shows like Secrets of Sulphur Springs and Stuck in the Middle, chances are one of your favorite childhood stars made it onto the list. And today, we're counting down what I think are the 50 biggest movies to feature Disney alumni as of 2025. Alright, before we jump into the list, here are a quick few ground rules so we're all on the same page. First off, I'm only talking about actors who were main cast members on a Disney Channel or Disney XD series, or who had a notable role in a Disney Channel original movie. There's one exception to the main cast only rule, but you'll see who that is when we get there. For DCOM only actors, so basically actors who never starred in a Disney show, but did star in a DCOM, I'm sticking to the ones who are in either the most iconic DCOMs or who popped up in several. So before anyone asks, where's Britt Robertson? Where's Rose McIver? Where's Hayden Panettiere? Where's Misha Barton? Yes, they've done big things, but the DCOMs they were in aren't as widely remembered as, say, Camp Rock, Lemonade Mouth, or High School Musical. So it doesn't really make them known as Disney stars in the cultural zeitgeist, the same way as Zac Efron might be. Also, to qualify for the list, the actor has to have at least a supporting role in the movie. So no blink and you miss it cameos or random background characters. And also, I'm only talking about live action movies, so no animated stuff. Now, the movie had to have come out during or after the actor's time on Disney. Why? Because if someone saw Revenge of the Nerds back in 1984, they weren't thinking, oh hey, that's Lizzie McGuire's dad. This list is more about how Disney stars have shaped pop culture after their time on the channel. For franchises, I'm grouping them together instead of listing every single sequel. It just keeps things cleaner and gives us room to spotlight more projects. And finally, this list isn't my personal favorites or which movies I think are the best. These are just the biggest, most recognizable, most talked about movies that feature Disney Channel alumni. Here's a quick recap of the ground rules before we get started. Alright, now let's get into it. Number 50, Blended. Blended came out in 2014 and was the third time Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore teamed up on screen after The Wedding Singer and 50 First Dates. They play two single parents who have a terrible blind date and then of course end up stuck on the same family vacation. But over time, the two families become close, as well as Sandler and Barrymore's characters becoming closer as well. Bella Thorne, fresh off her Disney Channel days with Shake It Up and Frenemies, plays Sandler's daughter. This was a big step for her. It marked her first major role in a big Hollywood comedy and helped her start moving beyond her Disney image. The movie made around $128 million worldwide. Along with most Sandler movies, critics weren't exactly in love with it, but thanks to the star power of Sandler and Barrymore, it was able to find an audience. Number 49, Cheaper by the Dozen. Cheaper by the Dozen was a huge early 2000s family comedy, and it came out right as Hilary Duff was blowing up thanks to Lizzie McGuire. She played one of Steve Martin's 12 kids, and while it's a big ensemble, Duff was definitely one of the most recognizable names in the cast at the time. It ended up making $190 million worldwide, and fun fact, Alison Stoner, who later became a Disney regular, also pops in the movie. So yeah, this is one of those early stepping stones that helped turn Hilary Duff into a full 2000s icon. And a few years later, a sequel was released, but received negative reviews. Number 48, Ma. Ma is one of those wild, off-the-rail horror thrillers that somehow became a cult favorite. Released in 2019, it features Corey Fulgermanis from Girl Meets World as part of a group of teens who start partying in the basement of a woman they barely know, played by Octavia Spencer. At first, things seem fun, until Ma starts acting weirder, and yeah, let's just say things get uncomfortable very fast. It made $61 million at the box office on a pretty small budget. And while it's definitely not the kind of role you'd expect from someone who got their start on Disney, it was a bold move for Fulgermanis. Number 47, Hell or High Water. Before his more intense roles, Ben Foster actually got his start on Flash Forward, one of Disney Channel's first original series back in the 90s. Fast forward to 2016, and he's starring opposite Chris Pine in Hell or High Water, a modern western about two brothers robbing banks to save their family's ranch. This one was a critical darling. It made $37 million at the box office and landed 4 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. It's still considered one of the best films of 2016, and a standout moment in Ben Foster's career. Number 46, A Dog's Purpose. Okay, elephant in the room out of the way first. Yes, I know Britt Robinson is in this movie. And I know I said I wouldn't be including movies by her because she's not really known as a Disney star. But this movie has different Disney actor ties. A Dog's Purpose was released in 2017 and follows the dog Bailey through many incarnations from the 60s to present day. Bailey's first owner, Ethan, whose 8-year-old self is played by Bryce Gazer, who starred in the Disney XD series Walk the Prank. Also starring is Logan Miller from the Disney XD show I'm in the Band as Todd, a rival of Ethan when he was in high school. The movie dropped in 2017 and made $205 million at the box office, with the sequel, A Dog's Journey, released in 2019. Number 45, Spring Breakers. Spring Breakers was one of the earliest movies from A24, starring Selena Gomez and Vanessa Hudgens. Selena was just coming off High School Musical. Wait, what? Selena was just coming off Wizards of Waverly Place, and Vanessa already had a name for herself from High School Musical. So you know it was crazy to see them in a movie full of crime, partying, and drugs. Selena plays the more innocent one, who eventually decides to dip out. Vanessa fully leans into the chaos. It's edgy, messy, and definitely sparked a ton of conversation when it came out. The movie made $31 million on a $5 million budget, and for both stars, it was a loud way of saying they weren't kids anymore. Number 44, Crossroads. Crossroads is Britney Spears' big leap from pop stardom to the big screen. And yeah, it's exactly the early 2000s time capsule you think it is. Britney, who got her start on the all-new Mickey Mouse Club before becoming one of the biggest pop stars in the world, takes center stage here as a small-town girl who hits the road with her two best friends to chase childhood dreams and figure out who they are. This movie dropped months before her third album, Britney, which was also a promotion to the film. It was heavily tied to her music career, but also gave fans a chance to see a more dramatic side of her. It wasn't a critical darling, but Crossroads still made $61 million at the box office and has since earned a bit of a nostalgic cult following. Plus, it showed that Britney could headline more than just a stage. However, this was her only major lead role in a film. Number 43, Journey to the Mysterious Island. Journey to the Mysterious Island is the follow-up to Journey to the Center of the Earth. Vanessa Hudgens plays Kalani, the daughter of the helicopter pilot who joins a search for the mysterious lost island. The film also stars Dwayne Johnson and Josh Hutcherson. This was one of Hudgens' first big studio films after her Disney days, and showed she could transition into more action-adventure territory. Released in 2012, the movie made $335 million worldwide, surprising for a sequel that could have easily flown under the radar. Number 42, The Fall Guy. Another win for Ryan Gosling, who got his start on the all-new Mickey Mouse Club. The Fall Guy is a modern take on the 80s TV show of the same name. Gosling plays a stuntman who gets roped into some real-life chaos while working on a movie directed by his ex, played by Emily Blunt. Things go off the rails when the film's lead actor goes missing, and it's suddenly up to the stunt guy to save the day. Released in 2024, the movie pulled in $181 million at the box office, and continued Gosling's streak of effortlessly balancing action, comedy, and romance. It's just further proof that this Disney alum is still one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. Number 41, Power Rangers. Naomi Scott stepped into the spotlight in Power Rangers, the 2017 reboot of the iconic 90s show. And one of her earliest roles was playing Mo in Lemonade Mouth. She plays Kimberly Hart, the Pink Ranger, who along with 4 other teens gains powers and has to save the world from Rita Repulsa. This was Naomi's first major film role, and while Power Rangers didn't become a massive franchise like some hoped, it still pulled in $142 million at the box office, and definitely helped launch her film career. Number 40, 3:10 to Yuma. Ben Foster went full gritty outlaw in 3:10 to Yuma. This 2007 Western remake stars Christian Bale and Russell Crowe, with Foster playing Crowe's right-hand man, a violent, unhinged gunslinger who honestly steals a lot of scenes. This was one of those roles that made people go, wait, that guy used to be on Disney? Because Foster is terrifying here in the best way. This movie pulled in $71 million at the box office and got great reviews, especially for its performances. And it was a huge turning point for Ben Foster, showing how far he'd come and cementing him as one of Hollywood's go-to character actors. Number 39, Challengers. Zendaya, who got her Disney start on Shake It Up and Casey Undercover, took a big swing at Challengers. Released in 2024, the film sees her as Tashi Duncan, a former tennis prodigy turned coach who finds herself in a messy love triangle with 2 rival players. Spanning over a decade of drama, passion, and emotional mind games, Zendaya really owned this role. Critics praised her performance, and Challengers made $96 million at the box office. Number 38, Baywatch. Okay, Baywatch might not have been a critical darling, but let's be real, it kinda knew what it was doing. Released in 2017, this raunchy action comedy reboot of the classic TV show stars Zac Efron. Known for one of his earliest roles in High School Musical, starring alongside Dwayne Johnson, Zac plays a cocky Olympic swimmer who thinks he can just stroll into the elite Baywatch lifeguard team without trying out, which, spoiler, doesn't go that smoothly. The movie pulled in $117 million at the box office, but yeah, it got wrecked by critics and even snagged 5 Razzie nominations, including Worst Picture. Still, I have to say, one of my guilty pleasure moments is when actors playfully reference their own past roles, so you know I kinda lost it when The Rock said this to Zac.
Hey, High School Musical.
Number 37, Fury. Released in 2014, Fury is a gritty World War II film that follows a US tank crew pushing through Nazi Germany in the final days of the war. Shia LaBeouf, known for starring on Even Stevens, stars along Brad Pitt as one of the soldiers, delivering what many critics saw as one of his strongest performances of his career. This was a major pivot for Shia, showing off a more intense and committed side of his acting. He reportedly went full method on this set, pulling out a tooth, refusing the shower, and even cutting his own face to stay in character. Like, seriously committed. The movie ended up grossing $211 million worldwide, proving that Shia can hang in a serious ensemble drama and hold his own with A-listers like Pitt. Number 36, The Iron Claw. The Iron Claw tells a tragic true story of the Von Erich wrestling family, with Zac Efron taking on the role of Kevin Von Erich. It's easily one of the most dramatic and emotionally heavy roles of Efron's career, and critics took notice. A lot of people called it his best performance to date. The movie wasn't a massive blockbuster, but it still earned $45 million at the box office and found a strong audience, especially among wrestling fans and indie film lovers. More than anything, it proved that Efron could do serious, grounded drama. Number 35, X. X, released in 2022, where Jenna Ortega, known for her early roles in Stuck in the Middle, plays Lorraine, the quiet boom mic operator for a porn crew filming at a remote Texas farmhouse. Oh hey, it's Kid Cudi. But things take a seriously bloody turn when the elderly homeowners decide they're not cool with what's happening on their property. One by one, the crew gets picked off in classic slasher fashion. It's gory, it's stylish, and it kinda came out of nowhere, but it kinda ended up being a big win for A24, pulling in $15 million off a $5 million budget. The success of X sparked an entire trilogy with a prequel Pearl and a sequel Maxine, and Jenna's performance was definitely a standout. Number 34, Smile 2. After the massive success of Smile in 2022, a sequel was pretty much inevitable, and Smile 2 delivered. This time, the lead is Naomi Scott. She plays Sky Riley, a pop superstar who gets cursed by the Smile entity right before kicking off a global tour. And yeah, things go downhill fast. The movie pulled in $138 million at the box office and was another win for Naomi, who has made a big name for herself. A third film is already in development and set to start filming later this year. Number 33, Friends with Benefits. Justin Timberlake was first known as a cast member of the all-new Mickey Mouse Club from 1993 to 1994. After joining NSYNC and later a solo career, Timberlake embarked on a film career between the releases of Future Sex Love Sounds and the 2020 Experience. Released in 2011, the film pairs Timberlake with Mila Kunis as two friends who have casual sex, until of course emotions get in the way. It was part of that early 2010s trend of raunchy rom-coms with heart, and it did pretty well, raking in $149 million worldwide. It's still one of Timberlake's most recognizable acting roles, and honestly, the chemistry was pretty solid. Number 32, Disturbia. Shia LaBeouf was right in the middle of his big Hollywood breakout when Disturbia dropped in 2007, thanks to another movie that we'll talk about later on this list. He plays a teen who's put on house arrest after punching his teacher, and with nothing else to do, starts spying on his neighbors. Things take a turn when he becomes convinced one of them is a murderer, and naturally, no one believes him. It's basically a modern teen remix of Rear Window, and it really worked. The movie pulled in $118 million at the box office and helped prove Shia could really carry a thriller. Number 31, The Black Phone. The Black Phone was a breakout horror hit in 2022 and makes this list because of Madeline McGraw, who Disney fans will recognize from Secrets of Sulphur Springs. She plays Gwen, the younger sister of the main character Finney, and honestly, she steals almost every scene she's in. The movie centers on Finney, a teenager kidnapped by a creepy masked guy known as the Grabber. While trapped, he discovers a mysterious black rotary phone that lets him talk to the ghostly voices of the killer's past victims. Gwen, meanwhile, is having visions that could help save him. It made $161 million at the box office off a small budget, becoming a big win for Blumhouse and launching a sequel, which drops later this month. And while Madeline isn't the lead, her role was a major standout and definitely helped raise her profile beyond Disney. Number 30, Tick Tick Boom. Tick, Tick, Boom is a semi-autobiographical musical about Rent creator Jonathan Larson, with Andrew Garfield in the lead and Vanessa Hudgens right there beside him. Vanessa plays Carissa, a close friend and performer of Larson's workshops. The movie hit limited theaters in 2021 before landing on Netflix a week later, and while it only made $115K in theaters, it became a streaming hit and scored a strong 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 29, 5 Feet Apart.
Because they're not gay.
After the success of Riverdale, Cole Sprouse made his return to the big screen with 5 Feet Apart, his first theatrical movie in over a decade since his Sweet Life days. He stars alongside Haley Lou Richardson as two teens with cystic fibrosis who fall in love but can't get within 5 feet of each other. It's emotional, romantic, and definitely pulled out a lot of heartstrings. Also in the cast is Moises Arias, who played Rico in Hannah Montana, playing another CF patient. Released in 2019, this movie made $92 million at the box office. Number 28, Easy A. Easy A is one of those movies that just nailed the high school comedy vibe of the 2010s. Released in 2010, it stars Emma Stone in her breakout role, with Ali Michalka playing her snarky best friend Rhiannon. This one was a surprise hit, pulling in $75 million on just an $8 million budget, and quickly became a teen movie staple. It's clever, sharp, and full of quotable lines. And for Ali Michalka, it was a solid post-Disney moment. Number 27, The Grown Ups series. The Grown Ups movies were box office smashes. $272 million for the first one and $247 million for the second, and they feature a bunch of familiar Disney faces. Even though the first movie dropped just before some of these actors hit it big on Disney Channel, Grown Ups 2 came out right in the middle of their Disney fame and was even promoted on the network, with Adam Sandler guest starring on Jessie and Chris Rock guest starring on Ant Farm.
If we have to have Grown Ups 2, I'm glad it's you. Adam Sandler? What are you doing here?
Waiting for them to play Gangnam Style.
Got China Anne McClain from Ant Farm as Chris Rock's daughter Charlotte, and the Lake Cameron boys from Jessie, Gamer's Guide to Pretty Much Everything, and Descendants as Adam Sandler's son Keithy. While those two alone justify the pick, we also got some blink and you miss it cameos from David Henry from Wizards of Waverly Place as a frat guy, and Ali Michalka from Phil of the Future and Cowbells as one of the college students on the lake. These two wouldn't qualify on their own due to their smaller roles, but since they're alongside Boyce and McClain, who have more prominent roles, I decided to give them a brief honorable mention, something I'll be doing throughout the video when these kind of appearances pop up. And even though he technically wasn't a Disney star yet, shout out to Camille McFadden, who shows up as someone interested in China's character, 2 years before he teamed up with Zendaya on Casey Undercover. Similar to Blended, critics weren't exactly in love with these movies, but they were huge with audiences and gained a cult following over time. Number 26, Final Destination 3. Final Destination 3 is a favorite for a lot of people, and features not one, but two Disney alumni, Ryan Merriman and Alex Johnson. Merriman was basically a DCOM king back in the day, starring in Smart House, The Luck of the Irish, and A Ring of Endless Light. Alex Johnson, meanwhile, stepped in as the new lead on So Weird after Cara Delizia left. In this one, they play high schoolers who narrowly escape death after getting off a doomed roller coaster. And as is tradition with this franchise, that just means death is coming for them in even more insane ways. This movie made $118 million at the box office and has become one of the most beloved installments of the franchise, thanks to its over-the-top kills and that classic mid-2000s vibe. It's the entry with the tanning bed scene, you know the one. Number 25, Scream 5 and Scream 6. In 2022, the Scream franchise came back with a requel, bringing in new characters while still keeping ties to the original crew. And Jenna Ortega makes her debut in the Scream franchise as Tara Carpenter, the first Ghostface victim in the opening scene, except plot twist, she survives, a first for the franchise. Then came Scream 6 a year later. Now a college student, Tara and her sister Sam are once again on the run from Ghostface, but this time, Jenna's role is way bigger and more emotionally charged. Scream 5 made $138 million, while Scream 6 made $169 million, and they played a huge part in launching Jenna into full-blown stardom. Sadly, she's not coming back for Scream 7, which releases next year. Number 24, Love, Simon. Love, Simon made history in 2018 as the first major studio teen rom-com centered around a gay protagonist. Simon, a closeted high schooler who falls for a mysterious classmate online, all while trying to keep his secret and figure out who he's been talking to, only to be blackmailed by another student. That student is played by the aforementioned Logan Miller, and while Logan isn't the lead here, it's easily one of his biggest post-Disney roles. Also, fun fact, Simon's actor, Nick Robinson, also appeared in the DCOM Frenemies. The movie pulled in $66 million and even got a spin-off series, Love, Victor, which ran from 2020 to 2022. Number 23, Shazam. Coming off his role in Andy Mack, Asher Angel made a pretty huge leap into the superhero world with Shazam, the 7th movie in the DC Extended Universe. He plays Billy Batson, a foster kid who gets the ability to transform into an adult superhero, played by Zachary Levi. It's a fun ride, and it was a box office win, pulling in $367 million when it hit theaters in 2019. The movie even got a sequel in 2023, though let's be honest, that one kind of flopped. Still, the first Shazam was a major milestone for Asher's post-Disney career and gave him a big moment in the spotlight. Number 22, A Cinderella Story. This one's a classic for any 2000s Disney kid. A Cinderella Story stars Hilary Duff in a modern-day take on the classic fairy tale. It dropped in 2004 and made $70 million at the box office, a solid hit at the time, but more importantly, it became the blueprint for a whole line of follow-up Cinderella movies starring Selena Gomez, Lucy Hale, and Sophia Carson. Hilary's version is still the most iconic though. It's cheesy and nostalgic, and honestly it still holds up. Number 21, Ghostbusters Afterlife and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Okay, so if you remember my guidelines from earlier in the video, I said I'd only be including actors who were main cast members on a Disney show, but I'm making one exception, and that's for McKenna Grace. Grace technically wasn't a main cast member on Disney XD's Crash and Bernstein. She played the younger sister Jasmine, but only in a recurring role. But let's be real, she's easily become one of the most successful actors to come out of Disney XD, and I'd be doing this list a disservice if I left her off. So she earns a well-deserved exception. In Ghostbusters Afterlife, McKenna plays Phoebe Spangler, the science-loving granddaughter of Egon Spangler from the original Ghostbusters. She teams up with her brother, played by Finn Wolfhard, and their mom, after inheriting Egon's old farmhouse, only to discover a hidden ghost-busting legacy waiting for them. She reprised the role in 2024's Frozen Empire, further cementing her spot as the heart of this new Ghostbusters crew. Afterlife made $204 million, and Frozen Empire wasn't too far behind with $202 million. Not bad for reviving a legendary franchise. Grace also wrote and performed the song Haunted House for Afterlife. Number 20, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the second entry in the rebooted Planet of the Apes franchise, and it features Kerry Russell, another alum from the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, in a key supporting role. She plays Ellie, a former nurse and the partner of Malcolm, played by Jason Clarke. The movie was a critical and box office hit, pulling in $710 million worldwide. It helped solidify this franchise as one of the best modern sci-fi reboots and kicked off a strong run of sequels in 2017 and 2024. Number 19, Bad Boys for Life and Bad Boys Ride or Die. Vanessa Hudgens popped into the latest two Bad Boys movies. You might not expect Vanessa Hudgens to pop in one of these movies, but she joined the action in Bad Boys for Life as Kelly, a weapons specialist and part of the ammo team, working alongside Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. The third installment, Bad Boys for Life, dropped in 2020 and crushed it in the box office, making $426 million and becoming the fourth highest grossing movie of the year. She later returned in the 2024 sequel, Bad Boys Ride or Die, which pulled in another $405 million. These films played a big part in reintroducing Vanessa Hudgens into mainstream audiences. Number 18, Hairspray. Another Efron role, he made his big jump to the big screen in Hairspray, released in 2007, playing Link Larkin, the heartthrob dancer on The Corny Collins Show. Casting Efron was a smart move. He was at the height of his Disney fame, and casting him helped pull in a younger audience that might not have otherwise checked out a 60-set musical. The movie was a hit, $203 million at the box office, and it solidified Efron as a legit movie star outside of Disney Channel. Between the stacked cast, catchy songs, and slick dance numbers, Hairspray became one of the biggest musicals of the 2000s. Number 17, The Notebook. If there's one movie that cemented Ryan Gosling as a romantic lead, it's The Notebook. Based on the Nicholas Sparks novel, the 2004 film follows a sweeping love story between Noah and Allie, played by Gosling and Rachel McAdams. The Notebook launched Gosling into full Hollywood heartthrob status. The film made $118 million and has since become one of the most iconic romantic dramas of the 2000s. Whether you love it or think it's overhyped, you can't deny its place in pop culture, or the boost it gave to Gosling's career. Number 16, 17 Again. Before some movies later on down this list that really cemented him as an A-lister, 17 Again was the moment Zac Efron proved he could carry a movie on his own. Well, sure, Hairspray was his big post-High School Musical debut. This 2009 comedy was his first true leading man role in a feature film. Efron plays the younger version of Michael O'Donnell, a dad who magically transforms back into his 17-year-old self and re-enrolls in high school, giving him a second chance at life. Also popping up is Sterling Knight, playing older Mike's son, Alex, who at the time was starring in Sunny with a Chance. 17 again pulled in $139 million at the box office and became a defining stepping stone in Efron's career. Number 15. Neighbors. This one marked a major turning point for Zac Efron. Neighbors was Efron's first real dive into R-rated comedy, and he fully embraced it. Released in 2014, the movie stars Efron as the wild frat president who moves in next door to a young couple played by Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne. What starts as a neighborly introduction quickly turns into an all-out war, complete with partying, pranks, and a whole lot of chaos. The film was a huge hit, grossing $270 million worldwide, and it got a sequel in 2016 with Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising, which brought back Efron and introduced a sorority, pulling in another $108 million. These movies showed that Efron could do raunchy comedy and cemented him as an A-lister. Number 14. Beetlejuice. The long-awaited sequel of Beetlejuice, released nearly 36 years after the original, and Disney alum Jenna Ortega was front and center. Released in 2024, Beetlejuice brings back Michael Keaton as the chaotic ghost and Winona Ryder as Lydia Dietz. This time, Jenna plays Lydia's daughter, Astrid, who finds herself entangled with Beetlejuice when the supernatural chaos starts to happen all over again. Coming off the success of Wednesday and the Scream movies, Jenna absolutely crushed it here, cementing her status as one of the go-to Scream queens of her generation. The movie was a huge box office success, ranking in $451 million worldwide, and gave longtime fans a nostalgic thrill while introducing a whole new generation to the weird world of Beetlejuice. Number 13. The X-Men series. Shawn Ashmore starred in Disney Channel's In a Heartbeat and the DCOM Cadet Kelly, but everything changed when he joined the X-Men franchise in 2000, playing Bobby Drake among multiple films. The original X-Men pulled in $296 million, which was a huge deal at the time and helped kick off the modern superhero boom. Its sequel, X2, did even better with $407 million. Then came The Last Stand, which brought in $460 million. Though critics weren't exactly thrilled with that one, but Ashmore got to come back big time in Days of Future Past, which was a huge success, pulling in $746 million at the box office, making it the highest grossing movie in the main X-Men lineup, as well as making it the 6th highest grossing film of 2014. So while Iceman may not have been the flashiest mutant, Shawn Ashmore's role was a steady presence through some of the franchise's biggest moments, and easily one of the most successful movie runs for a Disney Channel alum. Number 12. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Released in 2008, this was the 4th film in the legendary franchise, and Shia LaBeouf played Indy's greaser son, Mutt Williams. Fun fact, LaBeouf was reportedly so hyped to be part of the Indiana Jones universe that he signed on without even reading the script. Even with its mixed reviews, the movie was a massive hit, pulling in $786 million at the box office. This makes it the highest grossing Indiana Jones film to date, and easily one of the biggest films Shia has ever done. Number 11. The Social Network. The Social Network wasn't just one of the most acclaimed movies of the 2010s, it also gave us an unexpected Disney Channel crossover. Released in 2010, the film features both Justin Timberlake and Brenda Song, known to Disney fans as London Tipton from the Sweet Life series, and she was also star of Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior. The movie dives into the messy, fascinating story behind the creation of Facebook, with Timberlake playing Napster co-founder Sean Parker, and Song as Christy, a Harvard student who gets caught up in the chaos. It cleaned up during award season, taking home Oscars for Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Film Editing, and Best Original Score, and grossed $224 million worldwide. It proved that Brenda Song could absolutely hold her own in a prestige drama, and it marked a major acting moment for Timberlake. Kicking off the top 10, we have Blade Runner 2049, one of the most visually stunning movies of the past decade. Released in 2017, this long-awaited sequel to the 1982 sci-fi classic stars Ryan Gosling. In 2049, Gosling plays Kay, a replicant working as a Blade Runner who uncovers a secret that could change the future of humanity. It's a slow burn for sure, but it's absolutely gorgeous and filled with atmosphere. The movie didn't break the box office. It earned $267 million worldwide, but it was a critical darling and went on to win 2 Oscars for Best Cinematography and Best Visual Effects. Plus, it solidified Gosling's spot as the go-to guy for moody, thoughtful sci-fi, with a sequel series called Blade Runner 2099 officially in the works. This one might have flown under the radar for casual fans, but among film lovers, it's already a modern classic. Number 9. Aladdin. You can't talk about Naomi Scott's rise without mentioning Aladdin. Released in 2019, this is one of Disney's biggest live-action remakes, and it turned out to be a massive hit. Naomi plays Princess Jasmine, and not only does she completely hold her own alongside Mina Massoud and Will Smith, she also gets a new solo song, Speechless, and that became a standout moment in the film. For a generation that knew her from Lemonade Mouth, this was the movie that put Naomi Scott in the global spotlight. The movie went on to gross over $1 billion worldwide, making it the 9th highest grossing movie of 2019 and the 3rd highest grossing live-action Disney remake. So yeah, this was definitely a career-defining moment for Naomi Scott. Number 8. La La Land. Released in 2016, La La Land stars Ryan Gosling alongside Emma Stone in this dreamy, jazz-filled love letter to Hollywood. The film follows two struggling artists. Gosling's a jazz musician, and Stone's an aspiring actress, both trying to make it in LA while falling in and out of love. The movie swept the Oscars with 6 wins, including Best Director for Damien Chazelle and Best Actress for Emma Stone. And who could forget the moment where it was accidentally announced as Best Picture instead of Moonlight? Yeah, that was awkward, but let's be real, that was unforgettable as well. The film grossed $472 million worldwide and remains one of the most iconic and critically loved films of the 2010s. For Ryan Gosling, it was yet another big hit that solidified his status as one of the best actor-musician hybrids in the game. Number 7. The Greatest Showman. Released in 2017, The Greatest Showman brought together Disney legends Zac Efron and Zendaya for one of the most visually stunning musicals of the decade. Efron plays Philip Carlyle, a playwright and business partner to Hugh Jackman's P.T. Barnum, while Zendaya plays Ann Wheeler, a trapeze artist who flips into his heart. Their duet, Rewrite the Stars, became the anthem for romantic tension, and the chemistry between them helped elevate both of their film careers. Despite mixed reviews from critics, audiences loved it. The movie went on to gross $459 million worldwide and dropped one of the most popular soundtracks of the decade. Number 6. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. First of all, if I was ranking Star Wars as a whole, it'd be number 1 on this list, full stop. However, only The Rise of Skywalker contains the former Disney star, that being Kerry Russell, who plays Zori, an old acquaintance of Poe Dameron. While the movie had mixed reviews, it's still a part of a huge franchise, and it grossed $1.07 billion, becoming the 7th highest grossing movie of 2019 and one of the most expensive films ever made. Number 5. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle and The Next Level. Welcome to the Jungle was released in 2017, while The Next Level was released in 2019. Nick Jonas, known for being a member of the Jonas Brothers, as well as his Disney roles in Jonas and Camp Rock, has a prominent role in both films, as the video game avatar of Alex Freak. Welcome to the Jungle grossed $962 million, becoming the 5th highest grossing movie of 2017, and The Next Level grossed $801 million, becoming the 10th highest grossing movie of 2019. These movies have definitely become Jonas's big standouts in his acting career when he's not making music. Number 4. The Transformers series. Before his shift into indie films and experimental work, Shia LaBeouf was the face of one of the biggest action franchises of the 2000s. He started Sam Witwicky in the first 3 Transformers movies, playing a regular teen caught up in the middle of a war between the Autobots and the Decepticons. The first Transformers, released in 2007, grossed $709 million, becoming the 5th highest grossing movie of 2007. Its 2009 sequel, Revenge of the Fallen, pulled in $836 million, making it the 4th highest grossing movie of 2009, and Dr. the Moon in 2011 became the franchise's highest earner with $1.124 billion, becoming the 2nd highest grossing movie of 2011. These movies were Shia LaBeouf's peak in blockbuster stardom and helped establish him as a major box office draw. Number 3. Dune Part 1 and Part 2. Zendaya joined the Dune franchise as Chani, a mysterious Freeman warrior who first appears in Paul Atreides' dreams, before becoming a key part of his journey. While her role in Dune Part 1 was relatively limited, she took center stage in Part 2, where Chani becomes Paul's love interest and a major player in the story's unfolding war. Both films are critical and box office successes. Dune Part 2 especially delivered, becoming the 7th highest grossing movie of 2024, and proving the franchise has serious staying power. Zendaya's performance earned praise, and the role continued her rise as a legitimate leading actress in sci-fi and blockbuster cinema. A 3rd film is already in development. Number 2. Barbie. The Barbenheimer phenomenon is one that our generation will remember forever. Barbie features both the aforementioned Ryan Gosling and Ariana Greenblatt, who appeared in Stuck in the Middle. Gosling plays Ken, who even has his own musical number, I'm Just Ken, which ended up charting at 87 on the Billboard Hot 100. Greenblatt appears as Sasha, the daughter of Gloria, a Mattel employee, who is played by America Ferrera, who, fun fact, also has a Disney past, starring in Gotta Kick It Up. Gloria and Sasha both helped Barbie in the real world. The movie grossed $1.4 billion at the box office, becoming the highest grossing movie of 2023, as well as the 14th highest grossing movie of all time. But I'm sure you're wondering, what could be bigger than this? We'll get to that after a few honorable mentions. For the honorable mentions, I'm just going to roll these pretty quickly and not go into as much depth since we're already over time. Our first honorable mention is Hard Eyes, featuring Olivia Holt, known for starring in Disney projects such as Kickin' It, Girl vs. Monster, and I Didn't Do It. It made $33 million at the box office with positive reviews. I decided to leave it off the list as it's still very recent and hasn't built a legacy for itself, but I still think it deserves a mention. My Friend Dahmer stars Ross Lynch from Austin and Ally and Teen Beach Movie, where he plays serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer in his high school years. The movie only made $1.4 million due to its limited release, and later received a following when it released to Hulu. Purple Heart stars Sophia Carson, known for DCOM's Descendants and Adventures in Babysitting. Released in 2022, this movie was a huge hit on Netflix, becoming one of the most viewed Netflix movies of all time. Scary Movie 5 is the 5th entry of the Scary Movie franchise, in case you can't see the 5 there, and stars Ashley Tisdale, known for The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Phineas and Ferb, and the High School Musical trilogy. The movie also features many other Disney stars, including future Disney star Ava Kolker, who would later star in Sydney to the Max, JP Minot, who is in Phil the Future and Aaron Stone, and Sarah Hyland, while mostly known for Modern Family, also starred in the DCOM Geek Charming. The movie was the least received Scary Movie, despite making only $78 million in the box office. The Last Song, starring Miley Cyrus, who starred in Hannah Montana, was released in 2010 and features Liam Hemsworth, who she was married to for 2 years. The movie received negative reviews, but still made $89 million at the box office. Friday Night Lights features the late Lee Thompson Young, known for the famous Jet Jackson, appears in the movie as the third stringer Chris Corner. Released in 2004, it made $60 million at the box office, and later received a TV show adaptation in 2006. Ramona and Beezus features Selena Gomez in a starring role, as well as Hutch Dano, known for his role in Zeke and Luther, and a pre-and farm Sierra McCormick. Released in 2010, it received positive reviews and grossed $27 million. Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Trip, is the 4th film in the series, and features Bella Thorne as pop singer Ashley Gray. Released in 2015, it was given negative reviews and grossed $234 million, and became the lowest grossing movie in the series. Borderlands features Ariana Greenblatt, following her role in Barbie. Based on the video game series of the same name, it received negative reviews and grossed only $33 million. Insidious Chapter 3 features Stephanie Scott of Ant Farm fame as Quinn Brenner, as well as Lemonade Mouth's Haley Kiyoko as Maggie. The movie grossed $113 million and received mixed reviews. Cocaine Bear features Carrie Russell, and is based on the real-life story of a bear who ingests a heavy amount of cocaine. However, in this sake of the story, the bear goes on a killing spree. It received $90 million at the box office. Wonder features Bryce Gazer as a school bully. The film received positive reviews and $315 million at the box office. And finally, our last honorable mention is Thanksgiving, which features Milo Manheim from Zombies. Released in 2023, the film grossed $46 million with positive reviews, and has a sequel on the way. Oh hey, it's Derek Shepard. Oh hey, it's Addison Rae. Anyways, now on to number 1. Number 1, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. The only thing bigger than Barbenheimer, one of the most iconic film franchises of all time. In her feature film debut, Zendaya stars as MJ in Spider-Man Homecoming, and later Far From Home and No Way Home, as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a role that helped solidify her transition from Disney Channel's standout to full-fledged movie star. Her portrayal of MJ, a sharp and grounded reimagining of the classic character, plays a crucial role in Peter Parker's story across all 3 movies. Zendaya is not the only Disney alum in this trilogy either. Homecoming also features Tiffany Espenson, known to Disney XD fans from Kirby Bucket, in a supporting role. Box office-wise, these movies speak for themselves. Homecoming grossed $880 million, making it the 6th highest grossing movie of 2017. Far From Home pulled in $1.1 billion, becoming the 4th highest of 2019, and the 24th highest grossing movie of all time. And No Way Home, that one made history, with $1.9 billion worldwide, making it the highest grossing movie of 2021, and is currently the 8th highest grossing movie ever. There's no denying it, this is the biggest film series led by a Disney Channel star. Zendaya swung from Casey Undercover to the box office stratosphere, and she's not coming down anytime soon. And that wraps up the 50 biggest movies from Disney alumni. Did I miss anyone? Let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned, because next up, I'm breaking down the 50 biggest TV shows to feature Disney stars. So you might see some more of these familiar faces on that one. Take care.